Good. So the good news is that there will be lots of people that have undertaken various other green tourism initiatives or another awards and stuff. We're not here to make life difficult for people at all. As long as you have all of that information gathered up, we are more than happy to sort of take all of that evidence and put it against the award. That it can very easily be transferred over. And as I say, we are very aware. We're all ex-operators here at M Assessment, so we know that you're going to be, you are short on time at the moment. So please don't, if you're just thinking, oh, I've already done it once, just gather that all information, and yeah, that can be transferred over to the REST award.
Yeah. It's I don't want to sort of jump the gun here, but you mentioned earlier you were going to ask about how long it took, and the entire thing. I mean, admittedly, we had because we sort of did it as the pilot, we had the benefit of being able to sit down and have a chat about it first. But I think the entire thing took about 8 hours for me to complete, to sort of write it all out. There's some research kind of required, but generally speaking, yeah, that was probably about it all in, setting aside the time we spent in the meeting first.
Brilliant. So, well, I'm going to ask you the rest of those questions now, if that's all right, just to, before we sort of end. So, sort of, what were the main drivers, John, behind, and being our pilot? And I was very grateful for you being our pilot. But what were the main drivers behind you doing it with us?
Personally, so I studied environmental science at university, so I was kind of always keen on the sustainability side of things. I think it's important, and it's not always easy to achieve stuff within a business. You're looking at the problems that are possibly put on your desk straight away, and a lot of the sustainability side of things is the kind of nice to have that you never quite have the time and can set aside the time to achieve. So the idea that we could have somebody come in and help us look at what we're doing, and then maybe flag some areas where we could improve, was quite attractive to me, because it would give me a bit of a shove in the right direction, which is exactly what it's done. And I also, I mean, putting aside my kind of personal beliefs about sustainability, I think it's, as I sort of said earlier about the wedding couple who wanted to sort of look at our credentials, the RFPs that we receive, having countless questions on sustainability. There is a good business case for setting aside time to do this work, to be able to put onto your website, as we have, that we've achieved an award, and yeah, I think it's just the right thing to do.
Good. And sort of you've mentioned then the main benefits, haven't you? To sort of going through it, like say RFPs, more consumer interest in and needs within sustainability and credentials. So any tips or advice that you could give to anybody that's out there that's going, oh, heaven help me, where do I start? Or is it scary? Just a little bit of a roundup from you.
No, I mean, it was pretty, it's just a case of plodding. There's a lot of questions, but it's just a case of plodding through them. And most of it you were kind of able to answer pretty quickly, and some of it you had to kind of do a bit of research and do some sums. In terms of one sort of point to maybe make is that because you pointed out that we were sort of green hushing quite a lot, not shouting about what we do already. As we've been introducing things, we've been trying to not push it, but certainly make those who are interested aware of what we're doing. So we're putting stuff we do on Instagram. We've twinned the toilet, so every toilet is now twinned with a toilet that we sponsored in the developing world. We've noticed that our customers have noticed it. So nothing we've done has had a detrimental effect on the guest experience. And those who have no interest in sustainability can ignore it. But those that do pick up what we do, they notice what we do. And we're starting to see those comments on TripAdvisor and on Medallia coming through about our sort of environmental credentials, which we didn't used to see before we went through this process. I think it's important, your point earlier, it's important that you go through this, you pick out the bits you do, say, well, why aren't we communicating that to guests? Get it across to them, educate them with it perhaps, and then take it from there and keep building on it.
Brilliant. Thank you, John. So sort of as part of the next process, what I would do if you're watching this is look at a sustainability policy. Do you have one? Now, it doesn't need to be 35 pages long. What's your statement? What are your ambitions? What can you do? What can't you do? So I think there is just something about writing, again, to get your if there isn't a sustainable policy in place, how can the rest of the team know what the expectations are? So I would look at sort of writing a sustainability policy. I would look at gathering all of the information that you probably have in people's heads and all over different files over here, different files over there, and try and centralize all the information you have, and celebrate the initiatives that you're already doing. For example, like we said, the toiletries, how you're serving, whether you're using your jam in your pots or how you're doing that, the bath, your bath towels and bathrobes initiative and policies. So just start gathering all of this information into one area, just so you kind of start knowing what you're doing and what you're not doing, because your housekeeping manager will know what they're doing in housekeeping, your food and beverage will know what they're doing in food and beverage, but put it all together and you're probably finding that you're doing lots of initiatives as a company. Start the green committee. That's one of the biggest bits of advice that I can give you is, you can't do this on your own. You need that absolute inspiration and ideas from a group of people. So start a green committee, keep the minutes, keep the action points, empower your staff to be able to go out and investigate, and just give it a go, because what can't happen is that this all starts and then it just all fizzles. This is here for life. We need to the call to arms is now, to start doing this within the travel and industry. So I think it is, the massive thing for me would be, don't do this on your own. Use that amazing team that you have around you. I think then once you think, okay, I think we're interested in this, I think we could do this, we could achieve this, is that you contact Bruce or Rosie, and with any questions. So what they're doing at the moment is they're funneling any questions, any queries, and they're putting them back and they're feeding them back to us at M Assessment. And then somebody will be in contact with you just to see how you're doing, and talk you through the next steps. So at the moment, for me, just to reiterate, I think it would be sustainability policy, green team, and just understand all the initiatives that you are doing at the moment. And if you are doing them, please don't green hush, celebrate them, please. Anything from you, John, on a final note?
No, I think that's kind of pretty much covered it all. Yeah, I mean, echo everything you said.
Lovely. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.